guys, I'm Kimberly from Fact Quarter Shop, and today we're going to go over the river and through the woods to make this brand new pattern. It's a low price PDF at Fact Quarter Shop. It's called Through the Woods. The block looks like a Delectable mountain block, which is part of our classic and vintage series, but we've staggered our blocks and added an Ohio star to the center to give it kind of a classic look. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and let's get started. Today we're using the Joyful Gatherings collection by Primitive Gatherings for Moda, and we're going to start with 3 1/4 yards of your background and borders, 2/3 yards accent, 3/4 yards binding, and 4 yards backing. But for the blocks, we have picked 9 1/3 yard pieces, and we split that between red and green, and from each of these you're going to be making 2 blocks each. So this block uses a lot of traditional piecing, and so it's going to be very easy for quilters who are used to doing corner squares, half square triangles, hourglass, that kind of thing. We're going to start on page 3, and your first step is you're going to make from each of the prints, you're going to make 2 each of flying geese, 1 for each block from that fabric. So for your fabric J's, you're going to draw a line on the wrong side of the fabric, and we're just going to make flying geese, super easy. Stitch directly on the line, trim a 1/4 inch away, and then add your second one. We've all made flying geese. It's going to look like this, and it's 3 1/2 by 6 1/2. So you can make it the traditional way, which is how we wrote the pattern, or you can use 1 sheet of the 3 by 6 inch finished flying geese paper for each print. So 18 total, 2 from each print. Our next step is to make half square triangles. So you're going to take a fabric B and a fabric H square, put them right sides together. Draw a line in the very center of your lighter fabric, stitch a 1/4 inch away from that line, cut in the center and press. Then you'll trim these down to 3 1/2 inches. And when you're trimming that down, you can use a Creative Grid's 3-inch square ruler. Or to make it even simpler, what you can use is the 3-inch finished triangles on a roll paper, which is going to save you time. You're going to make 4 from each print, a total of 36, and these are going to go on the edges of your block. Now we're kind of moving to the middle of the block. You're going to take a fabric F square, draw a line from corner to corner, and you're going to use a fabric I rectangle. For your left unit, you're going to place your square just like this, stitch directly on the line, trim a 1/4 inch away, and press. And you're going to make the left unit. You're going to make 2 from each print, 18 total, and your next step you're going to do the reverse and also make 2 from each print, 18 total. Now that we've got kind of the outside of the block done, we're going to move to the Ohio star part, and we're going to work with hourglass units. You're going to take a fabric K and a fabric M, and I'm going to show you a little trick. What we're going to do is cut this on the diagonal twice, and that is going to give you 4 triangles from each square. From that, you're going to make hourglass units. And then what you're going to do is sew across, press. You're going to be pressing this open. And what this does, the way that we wrote the pattern, is we wrote it to be oversized. So all you have to do is put a 2 1/2 inch square, trim around your unit that you make, and you're going to trim that down. We have a free hourglass unit cheat sheet, and that will tell you what you can cut if you want to convert a pattern you're working on so that you are able to trim down. So this is a great resource to have in your sewing room. Now on here, you're going to make 8 of these from every print, and that's going to be a total of 72 total. So from here, we're going to build our Ohio star block, and when you start, what you'll want to do is kind of just make sure your whites are in the correct space. So I start there. I'm going to add a fabric in to the inside, fabric L's to the outside, and when you're making this block, you're going to be using matching fabric. So you'll match your fabric L's with your red or green fabric. You're going to press according to the pattern. And when you're done, your Ohio star will look like this. You're going to make 2 from each print, and you'll have a total of 18. Now all your units are done for the entire block. All you have to do is move to page 4, and you're going to pay close attention to the direction of all your diagonal seams. So you're going to take a fabric D and fabric E square rectangle, and you're going to take a half square triangle and one of your left units. You're going to sew that together, and your unit will look like this. You're going to make 2 from each print, 18 total. Then from there, you're going to do the reverse, and then you're going to make 2 of each of these, 18 total, and now we can build our block. So from here, all you have to do is put your Ohio star in the center. Make sure you've got the left and the right in the right spot, and your very first step from the quilt was making the flying geese. You're going to sew these together and then sew the unit together. You're going to make a total of 18 blocks, and like I said, 2 from each print. Now this quilt is more advanced, more intermediate, more advanced, but if you're somebody who can make half square triangles, flying geese, or corner squares, or even hourglass, you can make this block. And just imagine what it would look like if you took it and made it in modern fabrics instead of traditional. Now the beauty of this quilt is our layout. If you look on page 5, the first row has 3 blocks, and the second row has 2 blocks with fabric A squares on the left and right. You're going to alternate that and make this beautiful quilt. And your quilt center is going to measure 54 by 63, but then when you add your borders to that, your quilt is going to come out to 60 by 69. The blocks are all laid out in offset rows, and the pantograph we chose is called Soho. We colored this quilt for Christmas, but Through the Woods will work for any holiday that you love. Try it in red, white, and blue for July 4th, brown and gold for autumn, and it would also look amazing in winter blues. Thanks so much for watching the Through the Woods tutorial today. I loved visiting with you. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.